What's going on, guys? So I'm doing this from my car, and I sat and I thought about this for the past day or two about doing this video. The young lady, Shanquella Robinson, who was took a trip to Mexico by her so-called friends, and then was brutally attacked while she was in the buff. She was naked, fighting somebody that she thought was a friend, as to whom she's possibly known for quite some time. She left the country with people that she thought she could trust, only to be assaulted and not come back. I oftentimes, and you guys have heard me say this on different platforms, that especially, when I'm talking to the ladies, when it comes to safety, letting somebody know where you are and who you're with is not a means as to people getting in your business. It's not a means as to saying that you're not a grown up. It's for safety reasons. And by no means is this victim blaming at all. This young lady boarded a plane, I'm assuming from North Carolina all the way to Mexico, to take a trip with people that she laughed with, shared secrets with, somebody that she thought she can trust. And I oftentimes tell people that that word friend, I think at times, especially since, I'm not even gonna put it to social media, but we got to be very careful as to who we give that title friend to. And you know what? Prime example, shout out to my man Hassan Campbell when he says things like pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. It's a true statement, man. People can sit back and watch you for years and years. It's like a game of human chess, mental chess. They can watch you for years. They can learn everything about you. They can know what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what triggers you, what your weaknesses are, past traumas and whatnot, to get close to you. And then when it's time to strike, they got you. There is nothing. And here's the thing about it. To me, it seems strategic. I'm more than positive there have been times when they were all around one another, but they got her away from her home where she was away from anybody that could possibly help her to pull this sick stunt off. And I'm not even going to share the video. It's all over the place. You can go and find it yourself to see what I'm talking about. But to beat somebody where you fracture their spleen and give them other traumatic injuries as to where they succumb and die of the injuries, there is nothing that should incite that kind of rage if that person did not try to harm you or your loved ones. I asked a couple of questions about this, like, they had this grown ass man recording the video telling her to fight back. See, I've never been a fan as to where grown men just sit back and watch something happen that they can prevent, whether it be amongst women, children, or other fellas. If you see it's getting too far, you can step in there and separate that. In this instance, it shouldn't have happened at all. I'm more than positive they went down to Mexico, they vibed for a day or two, probably got her super drunk to where she couldn't really defend herself, maybe even slipped something in her drink to make sure she was more further gone than anyone else. And like a pack of rabid hyenas, they pounced. You really, really got to start being careful as to where you go. It's getting to the point now as to where you're only safe if you want to take a drink being in the house by yourself. I'm not a drinker. I don't drink, so you can't even. If you are a drinker, I would highly suggest that you be careful as to who you take drinks around. They want to go to a cookout. We got holiday parties coming around the corner. Hey, you know what? Nah, I'm cool. I'll have this Pepsi. That's what I'm gonna do. I got my drink at the house. That's what I'll do. I'll drink over there. You know what? No, I'll take water. I'm getting my summer body ready. This tragedy should not have happened. This is a prime example of possibly when jealousy and envy reaches its boiling point. This is a prime example when this is a prime example of when you hear people say things, everybody that came with you can't go with you. I'm more than positive this young lady was elevating and going somewhere in her life and moving on to an upper echelon in her personal life, professional life, possibly even spiritual life, and them same people were still stuck. And they didn't like the fact that she was moving on. They got some people out there that love to hear you doing good, but hate to hear you doing better than them. And I'm willing to bet the house that's what was going on. She was elevating in life, they were not. And they made sure that she was not going to go any further. She is in the video in the buff. I'm wondering, how did she get there? Why was she just fresh out the shower and they told her to come here? Something happened and she jumped out without a towel. What happened? Was she drugged into where she didn't know she was naked and couldn't defend herself? I mean, I would ask another question, is that when the innkeeper in the hotel or the Airbnb saw everybody else leave and she was still there was still one person there. Well, what's going on? These are questions that I want to ask, but this young lady needs justice. This is something we just can't say, you know what, it'll pass over. People die every day. This is not, first of all, that's the wrong mentality to have. There's a difference between dying of natural causes, some unfortunate, unforeseen illness, and being murdered. On top of that, being murdered by somebody you trusted. It is getting worse out here. And from the looks of it, it was at the hands. I've said this before. Sometimes, we gloss over the idea that women can be vicious, and by no means, I don't want anybody jumping in my comment section being stupid saying I'm picking on women. No, I'm not. I'm just being honest. Sometimes we gloss over the idea that women can be just as vicious, if not more calculating, than some men. To the dude that was, I don't even want to call you a man or a dude. To the person that sat there and recorded this and didn't stop it, you a sack of shit. And I think you should be charged with the same charge as the woman that committed the crime. To the woman that committed the crime, you deserve to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Ladies, gents, you guys got to be very careful as to who you call friends. Okay? Whenever you go somewhere, let your loved ones know where you're going to be. Let them know, who's going to be there. If you got younger kids, be like our parents was back in the day. Who their people is, who all over there. Oh, nobody over there? All right, well, you can't go. You guys take care of yourself. Love one another. Excellence over excuses.